Hi, it's Tino Vo, and today I'm gonna show you this design right here. It's like a flow blue porcelain inspired pattern, but it's gonna have lemon in it, and it's all gonna be 3Ds. So for this design, first I am gonna apply a nude, and I use ombre rubber base. The name of this is Mauve Nude. You're gonna take a nail and apply all over the nails. You can do one coat or two coat, it's up to you. On client natural nail, I will suggest one coat, but on clear nails, I go with two coat. Here for 60 seconds. All right, we fast forward to 60 seconds. Now I apply one more, just because this is crystal clear. So that's why I do two coat. But on my client nails, I will only like to do one coat. And sometimes if the gel is a little heavy, because this is a rubber base, then instead of stroking like this, if you want, you can wiggle it first, because this is a much stronger stroke than to stroke it straight down like that. And when you wiggle it, you're going to distribute a lot of gel out on the surface. And then after that, you can smooth the surface by stroking it. Here it is, 60 seconds. Let's take our art gel. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do this pattern, okay? I call all of this a color block. Color block is anything that kind of like a French, but it could be a little more creative. So we're doing this ring finger. At first, I am going to give it some dot just to mark it first. Okay, and then I'm gonna draw out the outline. Okay, onto the other. So I'm aiming about right here is my middle point. I'm always leading to the middle point before I completely mirror that pattern. See that? Curve to about right here and then do the opposite curve. So now it's nice and even. And then I'm marking the top and I'm marking the bottom. It's help a lot if you mark it out first. Okay, and if you want, you can change to a 7 millimeters because of this detail is pretty short. I find that the 7 millimeter really help. Okay. Same thing down here. Okay, one more. Okay, so now we're gonna go back and fine tune it. If you see this corner right here, it needs to be sharper. Okay, over here, same thing, need to be sharper. Okay, down here, same thing. Of course, the top need to be pointier. See, you sketch out the main part first, and then you can go back for all the fine tuning. Same thing right here. Nice and sharp. Now, we're gonna fill everything around this. Let me zoom out just a little bit, and I'm choosing the emboss brush just because the emboss brush is bigger than the liner brush, so this could help a lot. Now, what I'm doing here is that I go on the safest area, like right here. It's not near the edge. See this down here? I'm just filling it in first. Because at this point, I still can move pretty fast. Just like that. Okay, so now when I have that, I can slow down a little bit because now I have to go near the edge. So this is the time to slow down. See, you don't have to be all slow. You can just do the fastest part first. Do the safest part first. Usually it's right at the center of the perimeter. And then when you go back, you can fine tune the edge. All the easy part is already been done. Now you just carefully make it nice. See, fill it in right here. And art gel is cell level very well, so you don't have to worry. Just like that, smoothing it out. Same thing over here. Now you can go back and focus on your client cuticle. Color in all the way down to the side wall. Okay, stroke out the tips onto the other side. Just like that, all the way down. There. Now you can view this one more time just to see if any area need to be changed. You can change it now before you cure. So let's go up here. I feel like it can be a little more pointier right here. On this side too. Okay. And then see down here. Also just a slight adjustment just to make it nice. Over on this side, same thing. Okay. Now grab the 10 millimeters. We're gonna go over here and finesse this part. And remember, this is completely optional. Depend on your pricing. If your pricing are not too high, I wouldn't go these details. But I still need to show you this just in case you're very high end and you really worry about your quality and all that. This is how you finesse it. There's a time and place for everything. See, now I can finesse this at the very end, but a lot of people will make a mistake by pay too much attention at the beginning and they just really waste your time. You just fill in everything and now you finesse it and now it looks perfect. We're gonna cure this for 60 seconds. Oh, now we're done with art gel and we're gonna take our different gel. So this is what art gel is for. I call this a color block. So when you painted a color block, meaning like one single color like this, and you have to like color it in, you need something that is smooth. Like it's really smooth gels. It doesn't matter how you paint it, it's gonna be all nice and smooth for you. That's art gels. And art gel is also no wipe for chrome design, but this is different. See, it's one stroke liners, and one stroke liner is not really built for color like this, like color a whole block like this. You can if you want, but it's drier than art gel. It's not necessarily automatically make it smooth for you. You can make it smooth if you want. You can paint it in a way that it becomes smooth, but it's not going to be automatic. But one stroke liner are built for layer. You see right here, when I paint all this one stroke technique, that's what one stroke liner is for, especially if you paint by layer, because this is really thin. It's not like art gel where you can paint it a little thicker. This is really, really thin gels. I mean, it's for painting things that are really thin. So I already loaded my brush right here. Now, if you're not familiar with one stroke technique, then you can view lesson 116 to see how I load it because it's very important. Episode 116. Okay, so let's go ahead and paint it our one stroke flowers. We're gonna do it all over this design. Okay, let's go ahead and Draw first petal, just like this. Okay. Now the second one, you always have to keep one point pivot while you move the other point. In episode 116, I'll show you all that, how to make this. But the loading is very important. You should check out how I load it. And then how I turn is very important too. Okay. I break down everything, make it very easy for you. I don't do it in this lesson because the lesson is not just about one stroke liner or one stroke technique. And it will take at least like 20 minutes to explain all that. That's why I have a specific lesson for that technique alone. Okay. Okay. Then I am going to add some petal on both sides. Okay, one, another one. There. Okay, let's add one more on this side. Okay. This one is like a leaf shape, and then this one is like a petal shape. Always have to keep what in here, stay pivot. Okay, now I am going to repeat this underneath here. Okay, one petal. Okay. Another petal right here. Okay, another petal right here. See what one stroke liner do? Because this technique, you have to draw very thin. You have no choice. Because it's just one stroke. You couldn't just restroke it over and over. You can only do one stroke. That's why it's called one stroke technique. Therefore, the gel that you use have to be very opaque, or else it wouldn't be able to do this. Okay, another one. Okay, another leaf, kind of like a petal, kind of like a leaf, just like that. Okay, another one right here. It's already look beautiful. Okay, a leaf just like this. Okay, and then the petals. Okay, now we can kiss it for 60 seconds. The art gel, it will have difficulty doing that right there. And vice versa, one stroke liner will have difficulty doing color block. So that they are two different kind of material. And sometimes people trying to make every technique work with one material, but it's never work out that way. Something that are smooth should only be used for smooth painting, and then something that are dry and opaque should only be used for layer painting. So there's a different material depending on what you're doing. This is royal blue art gel. So I'm just gonna take this and outline it. First, let's go ahead and take our 10mm liners. We are going to outline around this. Nice and slow. underneath too. Okay. Okay. Same thing on this side. All the way down. Finesse it just a little bit to make it perfect. Okay. Now the top. Same thing on this side. Okay. Let's switch to the 7 millimeters. Okay, I'm gonna outline all these petals right here. Just like this, all around. 7 millimeter are really easy for this kind of drawing where it's not like a long curved line or a long straight line like these. It's more of just details. That's why I call it a 7 millimeter detail. It's not really, line work and detail are completely different to me. These are just minute detail right here. It's being used almost like a pen. Where line work, you use your brush more like a brush instead of a pen. It's different. It's a different movement. Of course, 10 millimeter can absolutely do what 7 millimeter detail do. Same, vice versa. 7 millimeter detail can also do what 10 millimeter liner do. It's just that it would be more difficult because of the way it's built. So long straight line or long curved line are 10 millimeter liners, and short line or short detail where it's not from A to B like this. It's not even and cohesive. This is a petal. So my line, it could wiggle a little bit like this, like that, all the way down. It's not even. That's what the detail is for, because the detail moves better. The 10 millimeter is moved in one direction, where the detail, it can wiggle back and forth. You gain more control of your movement than the 10 millimeter liners. However, the liner are very good with symmetrical line, and straight line is very good with it. If it's really, really long, then you might well use a 20 millimeter liners. But remember, the longer it gets, the more restricted its movement is. It might get easier, but it will be more restricted on its movement. See what the 7 millimeter detail, it gives me more range of motion. You get used to it. The longer you paint, the more you know exactly what to grab. Hear this? And of course, you can use dotting tool. I have a big head and I have a little head. So I'm gonna use a little head to give it some more dot just around here, just to dress it up. Just to make sure it's not sparse. It's filled with details over here. Okay. And then down here. Maybe one here, one here. Okay, and some detail right here. Okay, hear this. Before we continue, let's mat everything. Cure for 60 seconds. Then next, I am gonna use brown, lemons, and green art gel. And let's draw a lemon. So, sometimes people like to draw fruit first. Like me. I like to draw fruit first. And then sometimes people like to draw the branches first. It just depends on the artist. I always like to trying to decide where the fruit gonna be, because to me that's the most important thing. Is a fruit. It's a lemon. So to me, I want to draw it first just to establish where it's gonna be on the nails. The branch are just helping design, so to me that's not really that important. Okay, so we have ourselves 2 lemon right here, and don't draw too thick. Now yellow, the pigment are weaker than the rest of the colors when it comes to colors. You know, black is the strongest, white is also really strong, but red is also strong, but then several color like pink or yellow is slightly weaker. So notice that. And if you want it to be really opaque, just mix a little white in there. It'll be really opaque. Otherwise, don't paint too thick. Now cure this. And I'm using the 7mm detail, you guys, because the detail are very small. Let's go in with branches, and then we can throw in the leaf right after we finish with the branches. Branch right here, some coming out right here, and maybe one over here. Okay, get this. And let's put in the leaf. You don't have to cure for full 60 seconds. You can cure for like 5 seconds. Just enough to stabilize the gel before you move on. Because, you know, you don't want two wet gel to touch each other, then it's gonna be blendy. You don't want that. So you want to cure the in-between colors. Okay, so now it's looking pretty nice. I am about to cure this and then make the lemon 3Ds. Very simple. Take out some 3D jelly and mix it with some yellow art gel. Okay, 3D jelly right here. And mix it with a little bit of yellow art gel. Just a little. It don't have to be a lot. Most people, when they mix, sometimes they want to mix a lot of art gel just because they want it to be opaque. It don't have to be opaque. It's supposed to be sheer. It's looking like this. It's not supposed to be opaque. And the reason is, if you mix too much art gels, because the purpose of you mixing this is for you to be able to make it 3D, right? Art gel couldn't make it 3D. It's a gel pen. If you draw too thick, it will wrinkle on you. So the reason for this is to make it 3D. So too much art gel, it will compromise that purpose. It's okay to put too much 3D jelly, but not too much art gel. And the reason why it's okay if it's sheer looking, because look at this. They're already, first of all, they're already like gel underneath it, okay? And even if that's not, when you draw thick, it's not gonna be sheer. It's only sheer if you take this and you paint really thin. That's when it's sheerish. But when you build it up like this, look at this. This is completely opaque right here. See that? So it's sort of defeat the purpose if you try to make it opaque, because it's gonna be opaque anyway. It kind of defeat the purpose if you mix this and try to draw it thin. The reason why you do this is to be able to build it really thick. So just for you to be aware that it's okay if it's sheer looking. Look at that, how beautiful. Cure this, 60 seconds. Now, last but not least, I am using white texture gels. And I am gonna go around this like this. Let me show you. Now, the purpose of this is to make a semi-flat design become 3D. The lemon is already 3D. It's already beautiful. Like you can touch it. So I'm just gonna make the background look 3D also. I know, so extra. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can skip this step, but look how much nicer it can make it. All the way, honey. Okay. Now you're gonna go on it again, so don't try to make it all 3D and emboss all in one stroke. Just paint a beautiful line first and we go back. I know you're dreading it. Oh, we have to go back? Yes, you have to go back. Most people would try to make it nice, even, and emboss at the same time. You can, but your life is gonna be very hard. You don't want that. Right now, it just look like normal paint. Okay, it's not thick yet, but we're gonna make it thick. You have to make sure your line is even first. Make sure it's all nice and beautiful. Okay, now we can go back. Okay, so that is a purpose of white texture gel, is that it gives you more volume, where art gel couldn't, and definitely not one stroke liner. One stroke liner is not to apply thick at all. You have to apply it thin because it's very opaque. Each gel have different purpose. Most people who started out get art gel. That's a to-go, the first choice. But eventually, when they become better artists, they find themselves have different need for different effects, and that's where they venture out. Because a beginner not gonna know how to do one stroke liner for sure. That's why I have lesson for it, just to guide you. Most people know how to paint, like with art gel. But other stuff need more material, need different material. See, you just hover on the surface like this. You're no longer drawing, because if you press it, it's gonna be flat, right? So no pressure. You just touch the wet gel and you just glide it through. Very light pressure. That is how you can build. If you ever build a nail, you know what I'm talking about. Like with build a gel, you ever build a nail with build a gel? It's very light, and you lightly rock it from side to side. Remember, if you ever build a nail, that's the same concept. All right, last one right about here, and we are done. Add a little more gel on this side too, very lightly. There you go. See, it's more embossed, more pop. Now, cure this 60 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do this one too. So I'm using ombre rubber base mauve nude again, but this time I'm painting just enough for the nail bed. It don't have to be thick. In fact, it's better if it's not thick because you're gonna do some removal. So you don't want like a whole bunch of gel on here. Just about like this. And then this is a one stroke brush that I using, but you can use like a 3D, like an oval brush. That'd be fun too. Just grab anything that's flat. You don't have to dip in acetone or anything like that. This is not polished, this is gel. You can just wipe it dry like this. No mess. Cure this. Look at this. See? Identical. Like a twin. Okay. Now, I'm going to put this on the side. And when you take this out, this is important. So you already have this, right? You already have the frame, the nail bed. So now, you should apply right on top of it, and you already have like a pre-made guideline for you. Okay. Should apply it right over it. You can even go past it. Doesn't matter, because the guideline is already there. So you just take this and you just wipe it. You see underneath you already have, I call it a guideline or a guide. See, it's already pre-made for you. So second step is way easier than the first step. Here, this 60 seconds. And I'm taking out stained glass gel number 1, okay? We are going to paint the whole tips like this. Up above, go all around the smile line, and then going down. Kiss it for 60 seconds. And of course, the next step is art gels. We are going to do this. We're gonna go ahead and paint the white of the lemon. Okay, so we come over here and we're gonna mark this part. Okay, go round and round. Okay, now we're gonna give it some lines, 1, 2, and then in between. Okay, first line, 1, and then second line right across, 2. Okay, and then in between, let's give it 2 lines in between, 1, 2. Okay, down here, 1, 2. Okay, same thing on the other side, 1, 2. Same thing on this side, 1, 2. Okay, now I'm gonna take the 7mm details and we're gonna go in and let me zoom in so you know what I'm talking about. You see these? It's like a piece of slice, right? So we're gonna round the crust, okay? Ooh, that is a good example. Gotta remember that. Okay, see, it's now no longer a piece of slice, it's like a teardrop. 7mm detail is amazing for step like these. Okay. Just like that. If you have issue with rounding it, then I'll tell you a trick for it. Don't look at the white. Look at the background, the negative space. See, the white is just really a line, but the negative space, like I say, it looked like a piece of slice. It's a green part. It looked like a piece of slice. And you just have to round it. Easy enough. Just like that. Okay. A little bit right here. Okay, color it in. Okay. Last one. Here we go. Perfect. Now clear this. Actually, I think that I use the wrong stained glass gel colors. Look at these. So I use number 1. Number 1 is like neon yellow. And this color, I think it is stained glass gel number 9. So it's a yellow oxide, a warmer yellow. I'm so glad I remember it. Just tell you so you're not confused. Okay, now apply matte on everything. Wiggle it and then smooth it out. Okay, TSH for 60 seconds. Now we are utilizing art gel no wipe ability because this matte is completely finished. So I am gonna paint on a lemon peel. That's my favorite part. I thought that was really creative. Okay, yellow. I always frame everything first before I paint it in. This is a very healthy habit to know. There is step to painting. See, frame it first. So you know not to cross the line whenever you're there. See, you paint everything first. All the lines, all the edges. Okay? Now, you're gonna go in with yellow. And remember, this is the biggest area. So you're safe. Paint it first. Paint that first. Then, now you can finesse it near the edge. See the order to it. Okay, same thing right here. Okay, here it is. And I will take out clear texture gels. This is non-runny and it's fabulous for emboss. Okay, now, if you notice, you see how I loaded my brush? See right here? Where the head is have a lot of gels. That is how I loaded my brush for this step, because when you go in like this, okay, most of the gel is already out. See, now my brush doesn't really have any gels. It's because the way I grab the gel, the way I load it is only right at the tips. Okay, the rest have gel, but it's not a lot. So when I apply, it's already out. Now I'm just dragging it in. That is the way I make an emboss like this. Okay. Apply and drag. Apply and drags. Again, just let this apply and drag it in. Right here, apply and drag. Again. Okay. You want to avoid taking a lot of gel on the brush body, because then when you drag it in like this to make it nice and skinny, it'll be very hard. So remember, the body, you want minimum amount of gel. Okay, and drags. Just like this. Apply, drag it in. And do you see when you use this gel, it doesn't really run anywhere. I know some people who you build a gel will have problem with that. It will blend into each other. With this, stay exactly where it is. That's why I say non-runny, because people that do emboss design, they really need a material like this. It's allow them to draw thick, but it doesn't collapse on them. It doesn't blend into each other's. Last one. So you gather it all at the head, and then you just drag it in. Over on this side, I feel like I want to pull back some of the bulk right at the head, so it's not sticking out too much. perfect. And this gel doesn't need top coat. Go ahead and cure this. Remember, the stained glass gel number 9 is slightly warmer. And then this is like a neon yellow. I get to advertise 2 colors instead of 1. Hi everyone, so this is how I did this design right here. And don't forget to shop at Tino shop and share my YouTube channel with everyone. And until next time, bye bye.